Hello there. Just returned from sharing an excellent morning with Deborah and Mark. So thank you, Deborah and Mark, for that. And thank you, Deborah, for allowing me to come along and share this intimate moment, this moment that changed your whole life. Deborah revisited the site where she had the sighting of what she described at the time as an ape man in 1982. So it was very, very courageous and brave for her to go back there and explain and talk through what happened and how the site has changed over the years. So, you know, I've learned loads just from today and from Deborah. She's an amazing lady. So enjoy the video. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye.
You know the gardeners for the house?
Yeah. So we're back at Bull Hill, and you know, thanks for Deborah and Mark coming. It's a big day for Deborah, this. Because as you're saying, you've not been back since your sighting in, was it 1982?
1982.
1982.
That's the way I ran home.
So you ran home this way over there?
Through where we just showed you, like
yeah.
Over the park, over the dell.
We're coming to the mansion where you said that the side was the overgrown garden.
This is where Brenda saw him.
Brenda saw him there, yeah.
But when Brenda was back then, it was rhododendrons that were way up high and laurels.
Yeah.
I saw him in here when she was walking the dog.
Wow. And he described him, it was like, at the time, like an ape man, your words you used, yeah.
He was naked, but he was hair covered, with a pot belly.
Yeah.
And he was hunched, kind of over like this.
Right.
And this is where we're getting to where I saw him now. This was the sensory garden.
Right.
So it had, this was a blind. So it had braille. You could read what the plants were. And it was things that smelt and you could eat edibles.
Yeah.
So it was all herbs that had been left.
Okay.
And garlic. You can still smell it now, can't you?
The garlic, yeah, you can. I'm getting wafts of that.
So
the garlic.
You imagine it's May, it's very warm, it's
yeah.
really nice.
And is this the spot?
Yeah. Yeah. See these fences weren't like this. I'm gonna have to go.
Your manager.
Yeah. These weren't like this.
Okay.
So you could just go in, and that's where we went in here.
So as kids, you just went in, you know, you're just playing around and.
Yeah. We used to nip in here because
yeah.
you got all the warmth that came from the greenhouse.
Mhm.
Yeah. And right, come on, we can do this.
Well, good on you, Deborah. I mean.
It doesn't look anything like it looked like. It looks nothing
yeah.
like it. It's all been chopped down now. If you get in
point the
this
camera
here,
over.
you see where the old fence is there where it's falling?
That old fence, yeah.
I was sat in there.
You were sat there and.
Sat in there.
Just describe to me,
you
know, how this creature came out. You know,
he was the very first tree where the ivy is.
Yeah.
It's all covered in ivy all the way up. It used to be, this grass wasn't there, it was a bed. It would have been an old Victorian, I would imagine, a border.
Right.
So it was full of rhododendrons and they'd just been left just to go. So it was a big ivy den and we used to crawl in. I think it's privets now, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks privets there.
Crawl in the back there where the privets were. So he's at some point, he's had to walk in the open or he was already in there.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to imagine now because all the mess isn't there that was there then. And he was in there, then there was me, then there was Debbie, then me. And he looked out. And as he looked out, I was like that. I pushed her to the floor and she ran that way. And I ran that way.
So you ran straight back out here?
Going.
Yeah,
just kept running.
You ran for it.
And when I looked back, I was about where the cars are now. When I looked back, he just went, and he was gone.
He stepped back and disappeared. Yeah.
He wasn't there anymore.
So 1982, all those years ago.
35 years ago now.
And this is the first time you've come back since that
Got out
day.
of the car, yeah. Yeah. I've made it to there and had to stay in the car. But this is the first time.
So
I'm glad I've done it now.
Yeah, how are you feeling now when you're back at the site?
How did he get there, Lee?
Yeah.
How did he get there? How did he get there? That's the only thing that goes through my mind all the time. How could he be here in all this? I suppose it's not that urban to some people, is it? But to us it's quite urban, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
And how could he be here? But I can see gaps and spaces, and those weren't there then. This bed went all the way around the front of the house. And just here, and this is what I'm hoping we can find out today, there was 4 megaliths.
4 megaliths just there.
Just at the front of the house, there was one from a volcano, one that was limestone,
yeah,
one that was quartz, and one more stone that I can't name. But they were all outside the house, and I wonder if it was that was the attraction of that garden. Because we're finding those megaliths at all the other sightings, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a common thing, it seems.
And they would have been moved from somewhere to be brought here because they were ornaments.
Yeah.
So I maybe could get hold of the Friends of Beulah Park and try and find out where those stones have gone, because that would be interesting to know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? But basically that is the garden that I think it was eaten out of. Because there was everything in there. There was thyme, rosemary, garlic. You can still smell the garlic today.
Yeah, you can smell it.
So you can imagine in the heat how lovely that must have smelled.
And it's right. You rightly said edibles. It's everything he would have needed to eat something there.
Yeah. But how did he get here that day? I don't know. I feel better now I've come back. It's a lot smaller in my head than it's been for a while. Sorry.
No, it's I really respect you doing this. I mean, it's a monumental day to return to the spot.
I'm sorry if you're there and you can hear me. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have run that day. I should have tried to hold my ground, but I was a child and I acted in the wrong way. And I hope you can hear me. Yeah. And I feel as connected as you feel to me. I just wish I hadn't run. I feel so bad. I feel like as if imagine a spaceship landing and they come to say hello, and the first person they say hello to screams and runs away.
Oh.
Well, that's what it feels. It feels a little bit like that. Yeah.
Might be. I wasn't expecting that.
No. But if I was 50, it'd be a
different. Yeah, of course.
I know I was 15, but I was a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I can't believe I've made it back. I'm glad you brought me.
No, I respect you coming here and allowing me to come along with you. I really appreciate that.
I'm okay. I can feel him.
Yeah.
And I can feel that he feels the same as me. We just scared each other. I think I scared him as much as he scared me. And maybe I was the first person that he'd got that close to. Yeah. I think I've carried that guilt for a long time and haven't told anybody. Isn't that silly? Oh. But all those years I hid, they'd be wasted. There's one thing you can take from today is, don't be scared of going out. Go out, take your kids, take your grandkids. You know.
Yeah, it's a lovely message that, yeah.
Don't spend your life like me, locked in, scared. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're here now, aren't we? And
that's
nothing,
it.
Nothing's happening. It's a beautiful day. It might be raining, it's still beautiful. I think that's what I'd like to get across the most. Don't let fear put you off. Just get out there and just get out there and enjoy nature while you can. We might not have this forever. I don't think we realise how lucky we are as humans, you know, to have the choices that we have. I think I'm going to take a walk around this.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that, Deborah. I mean, you know, there's so much love for you.
I'm glad
me personally, I mean, you've helped me bags, and you know, there's a lot of viewers will We'll learn from this, you know.
I'm so shocked that I'm back here. It'll take me the rest of the day.
Very brave. Thank you for that. Okay. This is good viewing. So this is the old greenhouse she was on about.
And this side was the orange. Like,
see the frame of it.
There was actual palm trees in there. It was a
palm trees, yeah.
And it was so warm. And in the centre there was a big fish tank on the mark with koi carpet and everything. And so the heat would kick out there, and that's where I was.
So we've come the other side of it now. We're on the back side. So the garden we've just looked at before is on the other side of the fence here. Obviously these fences wouldn't have been here.
No.
You've got the big greenhouse, a dead thick garden of you know, foliage and edibles, and that's where you saw this creature.
And back when this was a home, that was where they grew the food. That was the garden, you see. So it makes sense to me. That's always been a food source. A food source for them, Always. And you can see yourself the way everything's been cut down. They're clearly doing something, aren't they? This entire hill was trees. The dark place, that's what I called it, the dark place. I didn't like it. And it carries on and goes round the corner. And that was the thing the first time. Like a lot of witnesses, when you speak to them, they tell you the initial encounter and then you have a chat to them. And they tend to find that something's happened either before or after. And they haven't put it together. And I remember I was coming home from school and I was going that way, and I was younger, I would have been about 12 or 13, and I was going that way and something in my head told me not to go, to stop and turn around, and I came back and I walked this route, and I went home that way. And I always wondered if that had something to do with it, if that was a similar thing. And I remember another time when I was about 16 and I was working, and I was meeting my friend up here, we were going out, and I could hear this rustling in the bushes, and it followed me. Wherever I went, this rustling followed me, and it had me a bit frightened. I was a bit frightened, I'll be honest. But I wouldn't come into the park on that point. I was outside the park on the other side, on the road. And that's all you get here is your dog walk.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a good point. I mean, we're slap bang in the middle of Salford at Burrell Hill. Yet, in this spot here, we've seen only a couple of people around. And back then, when you had the sighting, it was a lot different to it is now. I mean, obviously now it's a park and it's fenced off and trimmed back, but back then it was more open and bushier and thicker, wasn't it? Yeah.
You can tell they've done some maintenance on it, is the way I'd put it now.
Yeah.
But a lot's gone as well. There's a lot of trees, and the trees are not there now, are they? See, these trees are probably only about 35-year-old now.
Yeah.
They're not that old, There's no oak, not any oak to it.
It's rolling. This would have been one of them, you know, you've been friend moments, and you know, here's Deborah Hatswell rolling down the hill, 250 quid.
When I'm rolling in the old. So what does that mean?
Yeah, look at that, that's the... Yeah, look at that, even from the frame right there, it would have been a gorgeous structure when it was up. So this, again, yeah, just to remind myself more than anything, back then in the 80s, this would have been all different. This greenhouse here would have been full of plants.
Oh, yeah.
The garden to the left of it there, at the side of the house, would have been thick with foliage. Again, no perimeter fences or anything, and you know, it would have been the perfect spot for this wild man just to drop by, have something to eat, and
go and do whatever he was
that's
doing.
it. Yeah, it fits the bill. It really does.
And then some girl ruined his day. You see, as we're going now, I'm seeing edibles.
Yeah.
Chickweed. This is all edibles. Not the don't eat the daffodils. It's just people don't realise how much natural food there actually is in the UK. There's your ground ivy, so that'll cure your chest infection, kids' asthma, and we need to know what our wild foods were, because they will become important again one day to us. That's the feel that I have, that society's in the start of a change, a pivot is coming.
Yeah.
And what there's more people now, I think, want to go back to the old ways than there are, you know. But we're working out, aren't we, that we're losing our sense of nature, we're losing our old skills, and people really want to. You know, you think that for 35 years I haven't come in this park. I could have been here every weekend with the kids.
Yeah, I know.
And that is my biggest message to anyone, is just to get out there and enjoy it. Look, it's beautiful. These are new, Lee, these buildings are new.
Yeah, the building's the side of the old greenhouse for him. Do you want me to help you? Okay, let's have a little pause there.
Give him a pause.
So you just found one?
Yeah, they must have moved him from.
Yeah.
So that means there's another tree somewhere.
And you said this was the dark spot when you was a kid. You didn't like it, and it's right near the garden where you had the sighting.
I didn't like it. I need to go to that store.
Can you manage?
Yeah. Is it easier?
Yeah.
Ah, so you might not be missing. You might still be here in the park. If I had the money, I'd buy them. Put them in my garden.
And you said a key thing, wherever's a sighting,
it's always
you find these stones, and you know they say that stones have energy about them, so that could be a reason why there's a connection with the sightings to wow people.
I should have brought my pendulum today.
Yeah.
I didn't think to bring it, but yeah, there's an energy source coming through the stone.
Yeah.
And the higher you hold it, the higher the energy source is.
Yeah, yeah.
I would like to check it on an EMF meter.
Yeah.
But I don't have one, so if anyone's out there's got one, I'd give that a try. That is definitely one of the stones.
This is incredible, what a find.
We used to call this the elephant stone.
The elephant stone.
When we were kids, because it's like a, you know,
and
like a...
You'll even remember this stone from when you was a girl.
I do. I remember every single bit of it. Every single bit of it. Hello, old friend. I used to sit on this for hours and hours and hours. It was over there then.
Yeah.
And then the next one to it was limestone. It was a huge, and you could see it had you could see the animals and the you know, like I don't know what you call it, fossils. It was full of fossils. And the next one was obsidian. It was from a volcano, so it was like black lava. And I can't remember what the last one. There was one more and I can't remember what that one, but this is the elephant stone. And I sat and played on this as a child, I can't tell you, forever. Yeah? And we used to argue about whose stone was whose, you know, when you were little kids, and that's my stone. And I like this one because it was like a big elephant, and I was only dinky when I was a kid, when I was only small.
So how do you feel when you touch it? Can you sense anything? I know it's wet, but
coming off it now.
Yeah. But what's the feeling? What's your body sensing when you touch this stone?
It's just happy memories. It's like loads of happy memories, and that's what I need.
Yeah.
Because I put all the happy stuff. I forget, and I just remember that one little minute in time, that fear. So coming back, it's lovely. I can't believe I found it. But I couldn't have walked in this bit even before I saw him. This was dense. The
dark spot. You said it was called the dark spot.
Really thick, and we avoided it. And I used to go. That was the way home. That was the way I used to go home when I lived in Salford.
So yeah, you used to live down this end here.
There's a very old, like an old Victorian passage called the dog entry. We used to walk that way to go home. And then my parents moved. I had such a hard time of it.
Yeah, edibles on the ground, right? Yes. Yeah.
See, people take photographs of the structures that they find, and I think that the structures are markers for something. So I think it's important to look what's underneath the structure, what's that side of it, what's that side of it, because it might be pointing out something, and we're just concentrating on the actual structure itself. So I think it might be a sign. I'm unsure, like that tree there is a landmark, isn't it? So if me and you lent a stick up against that tree now, we'd remember that next time we come back.
And we'd remember what's there near the tree, what's its purpose,
Yeah. And I think that's what the structures that we find
Yeah.
are. I think there's an initial alphabet, and that's the big X's, and the arches, and the tree leans. And then I think the smaller, the little glyphs, are between clans or families. I think that's their personal signs and things.
Yeah.
And I think like we do in families, we have our own words and sayings that we recognise. I think that they do that into clan. I think because there are areas on the map, and we could use this as an example. This would be Wales, and in Wales you'll find lots of triangles, and you find lots of Y-shaped sticks. And then as we come across the Flintshire, it changes into ladders and arrows. And I know Mary has lots of, hers are circular, most of her signs are circular. So they do change, but we still find the same signs interlapping, don't get me wrong, you still find them interlapping. But I think they have a language amongst themselves. I'm just getting a bit nervous now because I'm getting hurt. I don't like that bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's very different. You got a bit of nest.
It's got a little bit of something there, hasn't it?
I want that. You got a worm?
Well, I'd just like to thank both of you for letting me come along with you. I mean, I really appreciate it. I understand how big this is, you know, in the context of your whole life. It changed your world.
I'm glad you brought me though.
Yeah, I appreciate it because I'm learning loads from you, and that's what it's all about. It's just sharing, and it's a learning process for us all.
People meet for a reason.
They do, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and maybe I met you so that I felt comfortable enough for you to come back here.
So thank you, Deborah and Mark.
Well,
we'll do more of it, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And next time we'll go to Country Park and have a look.
Yeah, sure. Well, there's loads of stuff we can do now. All right. Bye bye.